Can't hear you.
Oh, Suhag's figuring out her audio, and we're doing another HAF reacts. I know I said we weren't going to do one at the last episode, but you know what? Just as I deleted the invite today for staff to record this, we get this nonsense coming in from the Caravan that we really just had to comment on. Let me bring it up just so everyone sees it. Okay, here we go. We are looking at this Riverside. Sorry, everyone. There we go. So Caravan published this article.
Fancy.
You can't. Oh yeah, I know, fancy, right? Caravan published this today, unveiling the RSS, exposing the largest far right network in history, by Felix Paul, who we will get to in a second. Just wanted to show you what we're talking about here. But as we do that, and I switch screens, so how does everyone feel about being called far right? Does it
Eh,
bother you?
another
No?
day. Eh,
Another day? Another
yeah.
day?
I mean, yeah. No, go for it.
We need to figure out who the leak was because, when I was attending our meeting yesterday, we talked about how it is very important to eliminate reactionary anti-Hindutva people, who leak information to the enemy. And so, I think we need to do a thorough review of the Hindutva archives to see who has been leaking, and then they must be punished and forced to write a self-criticism. And then we will have our Hindutva struggle session. We usually do those on Friday afternoons at 5 p.m. because we're really bad people.
Everyone gets a struggle session at HAF every Friday?
Yes.
Maybe we can
yes.
invite Felix to help lead us to the light.
I don't care. That's the thing. I asked this question both to have a transition as I switch screens, but also because I just don't care. The first time you were called far right or racist or Islamophobe, if you're like me, somebody who grew up thinking Martin Luther King's maximum about not judging people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character, that's like a touchstone for me. So when you're called far right, you get defensive the first time. By the 100th, you just don't care anymore.
Well, and especially because they've rendered it meaningless. Like, what does it mean? And I mean, honestly, I wish I could get back the hour maybe that it took me to read this article. It was a struggle because I couldn't really get what the thesis was. Either RSS is too big or it's not really as big as they say. It was just thoroughly confusing. I want my money back. I want my time back.
Your time back.
I mean,
it's all free.
I think one of the most hilarious things I read in there, in this huge investigative research project that uncovered the, nefarious networks and this kind of cluster of like RSS influence or whatever was, and I think they pointed to like this center for like infirm people and elderly people in like Jammu in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. I'm like, yeah, those seniors, man, they're up to no good over there, dude. Between their like applesauce and their nap time, they must be plotting to take over the world.
It's the khaki
Well,
shorts
that's why
and
we hired
batons,
them.
though. It's the khaki shorts that make them dangerous.
Yes.
They got rid of the
Yes,
khaki shorts, though. The khaki shorts I like them, actually. They're a little bit
Well, they have
big,
pockets on the inside. That's why they're so big and not really aesthetic, because they need to hide their Hindutva weapons inside. And of course, we hired senior citizens because no one would suspect them.
Okay. But I mean, we're joking around here, but I spend more time than Suhag reading some of this stuff. Not this, but some of the linked research.
Do you want a refund too, though?
No, this is my job, actually.
Okay, fine.
Okay, you guys already paid me for this. By his own definition, this is Felix Paul, HAF is nothing like far right. He says, quote, I emphasize, as his definition of far right, I emphasize nativism, authoritarianism, and anti-democratic sentiment as three core features that make an idea, person, an organization, or movement far right. I know all you pretty well. None of those actually apply in the slightest. It's really hilarious. Let's dive into this, though.
Those descriptors, though, they just as equally apply to the far left, right? Authoritarian, anti-democratic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one gigantic gaslight.
I have a little red book, so
I was joking to rehash stuff. We need little saffron books. It's better branding for us Hindutva folks. This is Mr. Felix Paul.
I thought you were going to use the other picture. There was like a better picture.
No, I know there is one, but this is actually old from 2019, 2020, when he was didn't yet have his PhD and was doing this in international fellowship at Yale. And there's these again. I should point this out just because I wanted to explain. I normally don't get dressed up for these, but if he's going to lean in so heavily to the stereotype of a woke leftist, I'm going to lean into the far right. I'm wearing pinstripes.
Why? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a American flag. I don't have anything like that because I'm not actually that sort of person. But I
Drinking
do have.
Gatorade
So
because
wait,
of
wait.
saffron.
So Matt, basically, you look like GQ stylish, and his look is what, hobo chic?
No. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is nice. I mean, this is a jacket from a tailor in Toronto, actually, Raj. I mean, proper cloth shirt, big up to proper cloth. I got some cufflinks.
Nice.
I'm
Oh,
looking
wow.
the part here.
Oh, now that you got the little pocket square, too.
I do have a little pocket square. I like a pocket square more than the tie. I don't like it around my neck.
Yeah, that's a good look.
Okay, so I mean, let's actually talk about this article a little bit, not around it. I mean,
Wait, are you wearing khaki shorts on the bottom?
No, I am hippie on the bottom though, because you don't see me from the waist down. I'm just wearing jeans on the bottom. Let's actually talk about the article though. My first reaction on seeing it was just like, "Kami says what?" Because it's in the Caravan, and they are a leftist publication. And then I dove into Paul's other work, and he's referencing Antonio Gramsci, who was head of the Italian Communist Party. So it was actually apt. So the other person talking about this article that is affiliated with it is Christophe Schafferlo, who was affiliated with Dismantling Global Hindutva in 2021. Just so people know that this is coming from. I'm going to bring up the map because this is interesting to me. Have you all taken a look at this map?
Yes.
Okay. Let's find. Okay, here it is. Sharing with everyone. Apologies for the quick screen sharing here. But we've got this map. Part of this project is this global map. These are all, according to them, organizations affiliated conclusively or otherwise with the RSS. Look at all of these. This is
What the hell is RSS in Taiwan?
You want to look? Let's look. Because
Yeah.
because I haven't looked at this one. I have looked at some of the other ridiculous ones. Like there's a community organization in Kuwait that isn't even registered. There's just some community organization for how many Hindus are in Kuwait? Not that many. And because they had somebody, they reference some RSS terminology ones, they are affiliated. It's just
It's like if
fucking
you
ridiculous,
cross
to be
paths
honest.
in a public restroom, you're affiliated.
Pretty much. Okay,
Yeah.
so you know what? We picked actually better. I mean, it is Vishwa Hindu Parishad in Taiwan, which is actually affiliated with RSS in the song. That one
In
is actually
Taiwan.
it's fairly obvious. But let's go to another one. Who's way off in the Lakshadweeps? Okay. I don't know where to go here.
I think the senior citizen one was in Kashmir.
It was in there's so many
It was in
though.
Jammu,
There's so many. But here's one that I came across. I was like, who in Italy?
Italy.
Yeah, for those people that don't know, there's a Hindu monastery in Italy, which has been there for a while and got Hinduism recognized, I believe, as actually a religion in staunchly Roman Catholic.
That's the start. It starts small. Have Hinduism recognized as a religion and not a cult, and
Right.
then that's how the supremacy starts.
So the point here I wanted to emphasize in this absurdity is that in their criteria for calling someone conclusively linked with the RSS, affiliated, they have this little score down here. I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can see my cursor moving around. Anywhere from a quarter point to half a point goes up to 1. They cap it out at 1. But you can get a quarter point here for being praised in a sung media mouthpiece. Basically, if someone writes about you that's affiliated with all these things, you get a quarter point. And they cap it at 1. The deal with capping at 1 that makes it so just freaking absurd is that you're artificially capping it. Your own calculation, if you go into some of these organizations, if you added them all up, they could get to 5 or 6, right? But you cap it at 1. It gives this impression of this huge list of orgs that are quote unquote conclusively in the RSS orbit. It makes the problem as they see it far worse than it is. And you can get up to 1 by guilt by association and appreciation alone. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. And the scholarship is just freaking toxic. It blows my mind.
So wait, sorry, just real quick on that note. So if we use that rubric, I think Professor Felix Paul is an excellent, excellent lecturer at the University of Australia, or wherever Western
Western
Australia
Australia
is.
in Perth.
Western Australia. He is magnificent. So now I have praised him as one of many Hindutva
Oh, there
army
you
members.
I
go.
second that praise. I
Therefore,
second that praise.
He's
how many
hard
points? Did he-
carrying. You
You
know what?
get a quarter point for that. So if 4 of us do it, he's affiliated conclusively.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
And then Audrey Trushke, amazing, fantastic lecture. I mean, her treatise on Aurangzeb, her love affair with Aurangzeb, amazing, groundbreaking.
Friend of the
How many
community.
points did you get?
How many points you get?
Hindutva loves puppies too. Puppies are great.
They do love puppies.
So wait, does that make the puppies part of the ecosystem now?
Yes.
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 puppies are
Remember that
puppies.
article about the Savarna dog? Yeah, like that was a few years back.
No, there wasn't really.
Where do people come up with this shit? Why can't they get like regular jobs and do like regular things that contribute to society?
I don't know.
This is how we go from invisible to everywhere. We
okay,
should just praise everyone and their mother.
Where I want to go with this, though, is breaking down the specific nonsense said about HAF. But there's one more thing, just to lean into this shoddy criteria a little bit. Let me find the other screen. This is from another bit of research that they did. Is this the one? No, here it is. Okay. So you can all see this. These are the criteria for how you get affiliated. Conclusive 1, getting a 1, leaving apart the whether 1 is a good bar. I don't think it is, clearly. Some of those are pretty solid. If you are founded by somebody from the RSS, by Pracharak, okay, fine. But you go down here to possible. Okay, has sent money to Sangh organizations, maybe. Here's one. References to identifiable Sangh terminology in published material. So basically use the same language that some Sangh group has, you get a quarter point.
Well, also not using their language.
Right.
Like
exactly.
using the language of this pal guy's
Yeah.
terminology.
Yeah. We've also got has been praised by Sangh media mouthpiece. We talked about that. So if somebody likes you or says something about you, regardless of what you think about it, you get a quarter point. Everyone gets a quarter point, apparently. Sangh affiliation attested to by media source. So basically somebody writes something about you. Could be total shit, but yes, you get a quarter point. Possesses dense family ties to a Sangh organization. Basically somebody in your family is affiliated, you get a quarter point.
Because all families agree politically, always.
Right.
Which actually, on a sidebar, and like I feel fine saying this because I don't have this problem, but some of you others do. Like, if you're from Gujarat, like that pretty much, like, isn't that most Gujarati people? I mean, who doesn't have
But what
like
is it,
some
like 2
family
degrees in
member?
Narendra Modi?
Exactly. I mean, I don't have that problem. Like, you have that problem. So yes, you are possibly like just alone.
Okay, fine. And here's the final one before we move on to talking about our accusations here. Has been, where is it? Possesses inferred affiliation to Sangh affiliate. Basically, we think you might be, so therefore you are.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Okay.
I mean, research.
Academically sound. Love it.
Yeah.
It's from Yale, so it must be right.
No, this isn't from Yale. Yale, he did a fellowship at Yale. Yale's off the hook on
but he
this
must
one.
know. Exactly. But this is the thing where it's like you put lipstick on a pig is still a pig.
Yes,
This is an Excel spreadsheet with a bunch of bullshit data that they made up, that they put in. Then they make a little fancy network graph, and then they're like, "Oh my God, look at this, dense network ties, right?"
Yeah.
But isn't there something where it's like you have to be accredited? You can apply to access the data if you are pre-screened and accredited.
Yeah.
right?
Well, here we go. I will do another share just so people know that we're not making this up. We're doing a better job documenting and sharing publicly all of this. They do have a data set here. This is a Sciences Po. Right. Access to seeing the song, that's the data set, is restricted. However, interested researchers and journalists...
It is a spreadsheet.
I know. This is not the spreadsheet.
Science in it. It must be scientific.
No, this is not the spreadsheet, Raj. I was hoping that it was all this and you could still get it, but no. This is just like a reference. Where were we? You're invited to submit proposals to access to see it. However, you have to provide accreditation, and then they're going to review it and get it back to you in 4 weeks. So basically, anyone on this call, anybody that knows us on this call, anybody that's in the same room as us on this call, isn't ever actually seeing what we've been accused of. They're not going to let us see it.
Just to be clear, go ahead.
Okay, well, I was just going to say, so they spend, 6 years building this elaborate database that we cannot see, and it's supposed to highlight all these connections. And then quietly, basically, they talk about all these connections. And then we find out that, well, they're legally independent, locally governed, and doing basic services work. So maybe they're not shells. Yes, they are shells. Or they're not. I mean, I just don't get it. Like, I don't, maybe
I
this
know.
gives pretty good competition to Mukta Joshi's database.
Wait,
I mean,
which database
this
was
is
that?
not normal. Like, oh yeah, remember Mukta? She did that thing about where she cherry picked a bunch of like information
right.
Hate
about our
crimes.
Hinduphobia.
With her definition of hate crimes,
Yes,
not the
with
legal
her definition of hate.
definition. Yep.
Got it.
Yes. But this is not normal. Like, most people, when they publish data like this, they actually make the data available because that's the whole point. Like, there's so much data journalism out there. There's so many, data sets you can download. I mean, it is always about transparency because in science, like, one of the basic principles is you replicate it. I don't know what kind of Indian standards they're importing, to this little, like, spreadsheet that they've dressed up with a network graph, but like they created a closed circular system. They're making up their own stuff. They're connecting their own dots. They have this stupid little like scoring system, and we're supposed to sit there and be like, oh wow, that's so impressive. Like that is such bullshit. Like I mean, like honestly, like just like make the data available. Like, stand by what you say. Don't hide. Like, you should be proud. You published in Caravan magazine. You said that you have unveiled the RSS, and the RSS is a gigantic organization. The BJP is the largest political party in the world. You should have that data available. Why do you have to, like, you don't even have time to sift through all the applications. How do you have time to see who's accredited?
Well, that's
No,
the whole
you don't.
point.
Make it available.
Well, and
That's the whole
especially
point.
because this is just such an impending threat, right? If it's a global threat, it's their moral obligation, I would say, to share this so that we can save everyone from this danger.
So two things. One, I think even at the bottom of that, if you want to get access to the data, there was something that I remember reading about. It's like, like a terrorist or like a crime tip line. Like, if you know of any
Yes,
links,
there is that there too.
submit it here. I'm like, what the hell is that? So that's scientific and that's like research based. Like, really? You're gonna get tips from like random people saying, oh, you know what? The dosa restaurant down the street has Hindu people there because, oh my God, they're weighing tikas, right? Like,
Well, you know what they're also doing at that dosa restaurant? They're dosa thickness. They're only having Brahmin dosa there. None of that low caste dosa.
Brahmin puppies and dosas in one place.
Well, yeah.
I know.
I mean, well, why wouldn't you have that, right?
Okay.
Second thing I just realized that I had an epiphany is I was like trying to place it, and I'm like, he looks like this guy Felix Paul, this researcher, looks like a cross between Pauly Shore and Richard Simmons.
Oh my God, you're right. You're right. My prediction, I got $20 on this, is that he's going to do a Suraj Yang Day in 5 years. Because Suraj used to have the sideshow bob hair, but now he doesn't anymore because he realized people probably weren't taking him seriously with the freaking carrot top. This dude's going to do the same thing. Okay.
I mean, isn't Paul an Indian name? I was surprised. I thought he was Indian.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I mean, Paul can be an Indian name, but I'm not sure. Maybe he has some percentage. Who knows?
Maybe it's pal, like he's everyone's pal, like their comrade and pal.
No, it is Paul. I watched a video with him earlier today. Okay, let's
Sorry
go
for you, Matt.
No, I told you this is my job. Let's find us. Why don't I have it? Okay, this is the Italian. This is where we left off. Let's go over to us. Apologies for typing on camera. Hindu.
Oh yeah, there we are.
Yeah, let's go to us. Okay. And let me bring this over so I can see everything. Yes, we are conclusively affiliated. Okay, Hindu American Foundation.
Pennsylvania District of Columbia.
I know. Okay, so hold on. Suhag, you are the founder on this call, so let's why don't you lead? We're strength of linkage. Let's leave conclusive. We are active. We were founded in 2003, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Tax exempt nonprofit organization. I don't know what international means because there is no international.
Yeah, there's
they meant outside of India. They meant outside of India. So like they did the India ones and then the ones that are outside of India.
Okay, fine. Okay, that is our address for people. No, it's not. Oh my God, they even get this wrong. Pennsylvania District of Columbia. Sorry, this is
Columbia.
Why did I miss that part?
It's Philadelphia. I know. It's like it's one of those things when you see it, you assume it's right, but no. For Felix and Christoph, it's actually Pennsylvania. It's Pennsylvania.
Yes,
it's Philadelphia.
That's a state in the United States of America. In case they're confused.
Yes.
District
Parent
of
organization.
Columbia is Washington D.C.
It is. It's where It's
Oh,
where
wait,
the
our parent organization. I didn't know we had one.
I didn't
well,
I thought we were
either.
orphans.
no, there's a story here though. It is not our parent organization, but why do you think this is here? Let's educate the public. Anyone have any guesses? I do.
Well, I mean, I think that for a long time, they've wanted to portray HAF as like the love child of VHPA and HSS or RSS or whatever. VHP, RSS, VHPA, HSS. So I suppose that's the most common reason, even though there's no factual basis to
Well,
it. But
but doesn't it say actually HSC is a parent organization? How is that like a student organization is the
Yeah.
parent organization of a nonprofit advocacy group? It's normally the other
because
way.
because a co-founder was in HSC. One of the co-founders was in HSC prior to graduating, going to medical school, finishing residency, and working a couple of years, and only then founding HAF. But apparently, your student affiliation still comes with you.
Was
And by the way,
president
yeah.
when that person was at HSC.
President of HSC? Or
Oh, I
what are
No,
you
no,
talking
who
about?
was president of the United States when that
Oh, what year
person
was that,
was?
Oh,
Suhag? It would have been
it
one
would
of
have been Bill Clinton.
oh, it's that far.
Okay.
I thought it was a little bit later. Okay.
Yeah, 89. I think Mihir's a year younger than me, so 1990 to 94. No, actually, would that be?
That's Bush.
That was Bush.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
that was
thought it
Bush
was.
won.
before Bill Clinton and Al Gore. Yep.
Okay. Macro Function International. Not really. I mean, we do say some things on some international issues, but despite what everyone tries to tell us, I mean, most of our focus is in the United States. We really lean into the A in
But
Hindu American Foundation.
that's a cover. Remember? All
Oh,
of the work that we do for civil rights, any of our progressive stances, they're all covers for our Hindu supremacist agenda.
Yeah.
okay.
The global rejuvenation of the Hindutva race.
Okay. The Hindutva race? It's only
Yes.
Hindutva. Okay. Founders. Mihir, Asim, Suhag, you, and Nikhil. There's some other people in there that were briefly affiliated.
Yeah. Asim actually graduated from undergrad before HSC even started. I was not an official member of HSC. I was in law school by the time a chapter started at HAF. I mean, sorry, at UF. And my only affiliation was that I defended their right to exist as an organization on campus, and that's it. Never attended a meeting.
But but I think that goes back to like the whole premise of any of these like bogus reports or research or articles or whatnot is that you have a Hindu organization that is publicly Hindu, and automatically the baseline assumption is that it's nefarious, it's shouldn't exist, it's problematic, et cetera, et cetera. And so when they kind of list all this stuff, like the insinuation is that, well, you shouldn't have a Hindu organization. You should not be organizing whether you're a student or an advocate.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and just for the record, Nick Hill also was not ever a part of HSC. So one of the co-founders. So I guess we're associated with that co-founder, and that is the bar, right? Being in the same room at some point. But even to your point, Samir, when the University of Florida, when the professor, there were a handful of professors who were opposing the formation of HSC. I went in there and I said, okay, well, do you have, they said, Hindu students need to keep religion private. Religion is a private matter. And so my counter to them was that will you also be calling for the dismantling of the Muslim Student Association, Presbyterians, the Baptists, and B'nai B'rith? And pretty much that was my ending line. I'm pretty proud of it. But that kind of stifled their opposition because obviously their anti-Hindu bias came out pretty loud and
Yeah. So hold on. The founder RSS affiliated. That's trying to say Mihir, to be clear, or what?
I'm guessing, yeah.
Okay.
But Mihir has never been a member of the RSS.
No, I know.
But he's been Gujarati.
Yes, but yes. Oh, so all four of us are Gujarati. So maybe that is, a quarter point.
Okay.
Born and raised in America, but of Gujarati descent, I guess.
Here we go. Our linkage criteria where we could add up to way more than one, but they cap it at one. Officials have been trained by executive RSS. Who is
Yeah,
that talking to?
what
Who
does that
is that
even
about?
I have no
Bagwat?
idea.
Mohan Bagwat dude? Has he shown up?
Well, I mean, this gives me a gripe, Raj, because you're in charge of operations, and I have not received this training, nor have any of the people that have come on HAF since my being here, which is like 15 years, almost 15 years full time. So I want to take advantage of this training. Where is this training available from? Can you, I mean, like I've gotten all these other trainings on anti-harassment and anti-discrimination
We
policies in
need
the
the
workplace
easy
and all that.
llama in
Where
Dutva
is
training.
this?
Yeah, thank you for completing your trainings, by
way.
the way. I got the email.
Yeah, I was on time. Thank you.
Yes,
Hold
you're
on.
on time. Good job. Suhag.
I know. I'm late. I know I'm always late. I'm always
I know.
late.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done
I mean,
mine
honestly,
either,
the
to be
reason why I
honest.
haven't is because I'm not really comfortable with appendages. I don't want to deal with appendages of anyone if it's RSS, Hindufa, or whatever,
Okay,
because I see that kind of down the
I know
list, and
it
it's
is.
like,
Let's go down the list. Come on, order here.
yeah, I don't want to see any
Order is a very
appendages.
authoritarian right wing thing. Order has co-hosted events with known Sung affiliates. Considering everybody on this list, there are literally thousands.
Yeah,
That's
again,
possible, actually.
problem.
Has hosted speakers from the RSS or officials from formal Sung our outfits at its event. Is that true? Have we ever done that? Not in the time I've been here. I don't hosted speakers from the RSS or officials.
The chairman of the RSS. Of the
Chairman
set,
Rao, isn't that you, Chairman
yes,
Rao?
yeah, Chairman Rao, yes.
With your red book.
Yes, with my
has
red book.
received.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem. Who are they even referring to? Like, reveal that. Like, like, give people a chance to question and discredit it, but they're not doing that. They're hiding. Or this
Actually,
guy,
if
Pauly
for that-
Shore is hiding.
Yeah,
Stop
for the
hiding. Pauly
access
Shore.
to the database, if all you need is a university affiliation, I'm sure there's many people out there with the university affiliation that can register.
No, but you have to have an approved project, and then they vet you. So
Oh.
basically, we can't.
Here's our
somebody.
gate that we're keeping,
Yeah.
right?
What are they so afraid of? I mean, if it's such a groundbreaking study, like make it transparent.
I know
That's
that
what normal people do.
its right-wing organizations will twist their data. Here we go. Has been staffed by RSS officials.
Yeah.
That's not true. I
Again.
recognize, and I think I said this last week, so forgive me if you didn't see it, but according to IAMC, Indian American Muslim Council, and New York Council of Churches, I am an RSS functionary, which is utter freaking nonsense. Utter nonsense. I've never actually even knowingly met somebody that was a member of the RSS. But yet I'm a functionary. Has shared officials with Sung appendage. Oh, here,
Yeah.
Raj, here's your appendages.
No appendages. I'm sorry. I don't know. This is a workplace. Refer to your anti-harassment training.
No appendages in the workplace. Has conducted joint programs. Former members have gone on to positions, and they love the word appendages. It is.
Like what?
It
what
is weirdly
appendage are you-
sexy.
Like, get
isn't
your
it?
mind out of the gutter. Like, Jesus Christ on a cracker. Like, what the hell?
Okay. Sung affiliation attested to by media source, aka and other nonsense articles by Caravan.
Yeah, don't forget Al Jazeera is probably in there too.
Yeah, possesses dense family ties with his Sung organization.
Karate.
I mean, here's one. I mean, the article. Let me stop sharing here. The article does take on the people, two people that are affiliated with us. One of our board of director members,
Two of our
Mr.
board
Butata,
members, right?
and
Mr.
his cousin Kavita, who we actually recorded something with this morning. So I guess that's who they're talking about there. But
I mean, this is something that's kind of a favorite of these radical left activists, is that family connection is somehow some smoking gun to affiliation, to espousing certain political beliefs or whatever. I mean, they did it to Sonal Shah, who was an appointee under the Obama administration. She was on the Biden transition team, and then also an appointee, I believe, under Biden. And then now she's left public service. But it was because her father did some work with VHPA that therefore she was worthy of scorning and canceling, et cetera, et cetera. A grown woman who went to University of Chicago. I think she went to Harvard or Yale, one of them, and then worked at Google. But what her daddy believed in was enough to get her canceled.
You should have turned him in to the cops, for
Hey, keep
having
lying.
these
Use that
extremist
keep
Hindutva
lying.
views.
Well, don't turn him to the cops. Send it to Mr. Felix Paul, aka the baby of Pauly Shore and Richard Simmons.
Okay, we've been going on about this for half an hour, but I want to wrap this up here. Um, what do you think's the motive for academics like Paul and Christophe? Because I don't actually get it. I mean,
I
because
do.
here's a guy from Western Australia, or from Australia in general, University of Western Australia, and Christophe's in France, I believe. Neither one are Hindu. Neither one, to me, have anything other than academic interest in India. Why? Why are
Funding.
these
Follow
funding?
the
You think?
money. Follow
You
the
think so?
money. Yeah, I mean, where is there actual money in talking about Hindu contemporary issues or Hindu traditions in a positive way? There's no money in that, right? The money is always in these types of research projects or lecture positions, etc. To talk about nationalism. Hindu nationalism has become a popular one recently, right? That's where the money is going, right? They're getting funding. I don't know the sources in particular, but I mean, why else, right? It's you got to follow the money. I think to me, that's the simplest answer.
I mean, this is a great grift. I mean, you can just literally make shit up, put it into a fancy little network graph, and then you get a bunch of people being like, "Oh my God, you're so brave, unveiling, this vast right wing network." I mean, it's just really, like I could definitely understand, like, not having an ethnic connection to area, to a language or culture that you study. I mean, there's East Asian studies, there's Middle Eastern studies, there's Latin America, like, everywhere, like all countries, and some people get really niche interests, like they get really into it, that's fine. But when you get into like this, there is a bit of a savior complex, obviously. You
That's
need
what
to
it
save
feels
these
like
like,
to. That's what it
yeah.
feels like to me. It's got a strong element of that.
I mean, the natives of India, they're kind of kooky. Like, I
Even
mean, they
yeah.
they have this very dysfunctional country, and it's all because of their, Hindutva, not because of their incompetent, corrupt government that they've had for like, decades and decades or whatever. But
Did you
There-
get that talking point from RSS?
I think there's also
yeah.
left ideological motivations here as well, because there's this report, but there's always the false equivalencies between every quote unquote right wing leader globally, right? So whether it's a Modi Trump or whatever else, I think there's a lot of that going on here too. I mean, certainly the money. And I'm sorry, but the left ecosystem is pretty well funded. So it all kind of works together hand in hand.
I think it does. Okay, let's wrap it up there. Any final thoughts on this? Samir, you're going to eat. I'm going to go have Brahmin dosa after this. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I mean, what would be fantastic is to have like a panel discussion with this guy, Pauly Shore, with Harjeet Singh, the Khalistani from Amazon.
Oh,
That would be awesome, dude. That would be like bringing two like people that love Hindutva from both sides. I mean, one with guns, another one with frizzy hair. I mean, that would be like very fascinating to watch.
Yeah,
okay, we're
absolutely.
done. We're done.
Well, my closing thought is please keep your appendages out of the workplace.
Hey, Raj, I want that RSS training. God damn it!
We'll take this offline.
Aren't I an executive? I'm a managing director. Why have I not gotten this, Suhag? Okay, this is going on my next review. Okay.
Yep. I mean, I'll get on that, but I'll give
Okay.
you an update.
Thank you all. We
We'll
will
circle back.
we'll be back next week where we're talking about highlights and lowlights of the entire year. I don't know if this one will make it because we got others too. Thank you all for watching. See you.
Bye.